Weather is news in South Florida, and this week, South Florida's heat made national news. A string of days with the index of 105 is unprecedented. More than that, it is dangerous and raises all kinds of questions for the potential of damage to people, to the environment, to the economy in a long-term new normal. Jane Gilbert is Miami-Dade's chief heat officer, a position many people didn't even know existed, now catapulted right into the headlines. Jane, it is so great to have you on the program.
My pleasure.
So what is happening? Let me just lay that out there. What are we going through and why right now?
So we're having truly an unprecedented hot summer this year. We've had an average of 100 days with a heat index over at or over 105 of 6 days in a whole year for the last 14 years. This year we're on like day 23 or 24, and we've had the third ever heat warning in South Florida's history today. The other two were also this year.
So this is local, national, and a global. Oh, I don't know if the word phenomenon is even the right word. Is this a new normal, or what is happening to allow these conditions?
So we've definitely had a gradual increase in longer and hotter summers here. Our average minimum temperature has gone up 2.2 degrees Fahrenheit over the last 50 years, and we've had 77 more days with a temperature over 90 than we did in 1970. But as we go forward, we're going to see many more days like we're seeing now, with much more extreme temperatures with heat index over 100 or 105. We're going to be going from that historical 6 or 7 days a year to close to 3 months a year with heat index over 105 by mid-century. And it's getting hotter not only because of climate change, but also how we develop as cities. So more concrete and asphalt, less trees, less vegetation, more waste heat from our cars and buildings is all resulting in urban heat islands that can be 5 to 10 degrees hotter in certain neighborhoods than in heavily forested areas.
So we in the newsroom have been covering deaths, possibly with heat as at least a contributing factor. We are looking at the economic factors, the workers who are not working because of the heat, construction workers, agriculture. It's not harvesting season in Miami-Dade right now, but boy, are they watching and seeing, and fearing what's to come. In your office, what is the reaction to that, or what is, or the action to that, I guess I should say?
Absolutely. So there was a study done by the Armstrong Resilience Center, who's been a leader in working on extreme heat in cities globally, that looked at that economic impact from worker productivity loss. And in the Miami metropolitan area, annually, it's $10 billion a year.
Wow.
And it's going to go to 20 billion. So we just had a training last week for employers to build in heat prevention protocols. We're going to be rolling out more and more trainings and templates and assistance. The good news is that with simple, affordable measures like providing potable, cool water, shaded rest breaks, you can actually improve worker performance and reduce those injuries and illnesses on the job and improve employee retention. The other thing we're looking at, our commission has just introduced legislation, which would be the first protection ordinance in the state of Florida for workers, for those construction and agricultural workers, to require employers to provide those necessary shaded rest breaks with potable, cool water. We're getting our own house in order with all our county departments. Workers can be up to 35 times more likely to have a heat-related illness than your average person.
The outdoor workers, you mean outdoor
any
workers?
Workers exposed to heat, so they could be inside a warehouse that's undercooled.
Right.
Or trade and logistics, our public safety officers, our firefighters have to, when they go and are responding, they're wearing heavy equipment that can add another 10 degrees in terms of their exposure.
Sure. You know, in a place like South Florida where income disparity is so stark, do you
Right.
find that some of the neighborhoods that are lower income, poverty stricken, are really feel the effects much more than those neighborhoods where people may have many more resources?
Absolutely. We did a heat vulnerability assessment when I first was appointed and found that we looked at the heat related emergency department visits and hospitalizations. And we have zip codes in Miami-Dade County that have more than 4 times the rate of emergency department visits and hospitalizations related to heat than other zip codes in Miami-Dade County. And the strongest correlating factors are that they are areas with high poverty rates and high land surface temperatures. In other words, there are those high urban heat islands. The next one is high percentage of outdoor workers.
And when you say the heat islands, is that lack of tree cover? Is that asphalt? What kind of get granular? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's typically tree, average tree canopy can be the highest indicator of an urban heat island. We have areas with less than 10% tree canopy and other areas with more than 40%. So those tend to be hotter. Certainly areas with a lot of air conditioning running very high, that puts waste heat out. A lot of car and vehicle traffic, that puts waste heat out. And certainly just darker building materials,
Yeah.
asphalt, darker roofs, etc.
Jane Gilbert, such interesting information on something I don't think anyone would have ever thought a chief heat officer was a job that would exist, but I know you and your team and your department is so focused on the here and now and right
Yeah.
in the headlines. I hope you'll stay in touch.
Thank you.